Hey everyone, it's Natalia Eileen. I work with companies to help them build more diverse and more inclusive workplaces. Today I'd like to talk about Black History Month. We're here, it's the month of February, super exciting, but I'd specifically like to talk to you about the 10 mistakes companies make when they're celebrating Black History Month. Let's get right to it. I'd like to start by recognizing that if your company is not celebrating Black History Month at all, that's a huge mistake. This isn't one of the 10 mistakes, but just want to get it out of the way. It's a huge mistake. There's a large body of research in the field of diversity and inclusion at work that suggests that if your company approaches employees from a colorblind perspective, as if to say that all of the employees are the same regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, any other demographic, then it really increases the instance of bias in that community and in that workplace. You don't want that. So celebrating things like Black History Month is a given, it's important, and this video is all about the 10 mistakes companies make if they do celebrate it, but I want to emphasize the fact that not celebrating it is also a huge mistake. Okay, now that that's out of the way, the first mistakes companies make when they're celebrating Black History Month is throwing something together last minute. It's really important that a company is intentional about the kinds of initiatives they put together for Black History Month or any other celebratory month, because it really shows that the company is dedicated to this kind of work and that they're not just paying lip service to what they think they should be doing or how they think they should be celebrating Black History Month. This is an intentional opportunity to really invest in your employees. So make sure that you're planning it out and being strategic about it. Here's mistake number 2. Assuming that Black History Month is just for Black employees. Okay, you're definitely hoping that it's something that all of your Black employees enjoy and engage in, but most certainly this is a company-wide effort. This is something that everyone should be involved in and that everyone should have access to. There are certain initiatives within the month that might be specific to the Black experience and to the Black community within your company, but largely you want to make sure that your company is allowing everyone to engage in the history and the culture and in all of the really fun ways that you might be exploring and celebrating Black History Month. Mistake number 3, not elevating Black voices. Now, this is a huge mistake. We've seen a lot of companies do this, where they might have really great intentions, but they're not listening to the Black employees at their companies. They're not engaging in a conversation with them about what they want to see. And on top of that, when they have these kinds of events, they're not necessarily allowing those people within their company to drive the voice of that engagement. That is huge. You want to make sure that you are emphasizing the voice of your Black employees when you're celebrating Black History Month. That's just a given. Make sure that you're elevating those voices and make sure that you're not just celebrating this thing in a vacuum. That transitions nicely into mistake number 5. Celebrating Black History Month publicly, but not internally. We see this all the time. We see companies, we see organizations put something on their Twitter account, put something on their Instagram, or send something out on LinkedIn saying, we really appreciate our Black employees, we really are excited about Black History Month, but then you ask the employees themselves and they're actually not doing anything in their organization. That's a problem. You definitely don't want to be the kind of company that's not doing enough internally but acting like you do everything externally. Make sure that you're doing both the inside work and the outside work. That goes to my 6th mistake, which is the exact opposite. If you are doing amazing work internally, make sure that you are publicizing it. So my 6th mistake would be celebrating internally but not externally. It's very important that you take the time to share some of the things that you're doing, not just because it makes potential employees, people who are out there who might be great talent for your company, not only because it makes them think that you are an awesome company to work for, but because you set an example for other companies that might still be struggling with their approach to Black History Month. You offer the opportunity for them to understand how best to celebrate their people internally. You also do the service of highlighting some awesome talent within your organization, right? If you're out here publicizing the work that they're doing within their Black ERGs, employee resource groups, you're going a long way toward making sure that these things are furthered, not just in your company, but across your industry or across all workplaces. Okay, I think I skipped some numbers up in there. Mistake number 4 was celebrating publicly, not internally. Mistake number 5 was celebrating internally, but not publicly. And now, mistake number 6 is not recognizing the complexity of the Black experience. What do I mean by that? I mean to say that not everyone in the Black community is the same. And it's important to recognize that while you're celebrating Black History Month. I specifically am talking about something that's very personal to me as an Afro-Latina. There are people in the Black community who are not African American, and recognizing the difference across the community and recognizing the African diaspora and how it's impacted this country is a part of celebrating Black History Month. It's a part of making sure that you're thinking inclusively across the community. So mistake number 7 is something we see all the time. We see companies highlight major people like Martin Luther King or like Rosa Parks, some great big awesome names in the world of Black history, which is great. But that's not all Black history is. It's a multifaceted, incredible tapestry of amazing individuals. And to just emphasize the people who have been lifted up as, you know, the hallmarks of Black history is to do a disservice to the month and to the community. So as a company that's definitely interested in building inclusivity, think more creatively about the people that you feature, about the literature you share, about the films you share during this month. Think about all of the pieces and all of the ways that you can incorporate Black history into your experience at work. We're up to number 8. Okay, mistake number 8 is not involving Black-owned businesses. Here you have an opportunity to engage with local community members or with Black-owned businesses in the different things that you do as you're celebrating Black History Month. It's something that I highly encourage you as a team, as you're thinking through what you'll do for Black History Month, highly encourage you to consider integrating, because celebrating Black History Month is not just about sharing the instances of awesome experiences across Black history, it's also uplifting the experiences that are happening right now. Okay, mistake number 9. Mistake number 9 is only celebrating Black History Month. Listen, there are so many other opportunities for you to celebrate different communities across your company, and the number of companies that I see just celebrating Black History Month or just celebrating Women's History Month or just celebrating fill in the blank whatever month is I just see so many of that, right? So much of that. Okay, mistake number 10. Great segue, because just like you might just celebrate Black History Month and no other month, I encourage you to consider finding ways to celebrate Black history and the Black community beyond February. Obviously, there are so many things that you can be doing, supporting your employee resource groups, making sure that you are having a conversation about race as an integrated part of everything that you do, making this a top priority. Diversity and inclusion must be a top priority for it to be effective. So if you can do that, not just in February, but across the span of the year, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest mistakes companies make. You'll just be so much better for it. Those were the 10 mistakes companies typically make when they're celebrating Black History Month. But of course, if I left anything out, please feel free to comment below. Additionally, if you're someone who is wondering what to do for Black History Month, how to celebrate it, I have some exciting ideas that I can continue to share through these videos. And there are also quite a few really great leaders in the diversity and inclusion space who have written about diversity and inclusion specifically during this month and during the months that emphasize different communities across your company. So make sure you take full advantage of that. If you're continuing to have this conversation, please continue to follow me. We're gonna keep talking about diversity and inclusion at work because I enjoy it. I spend all of my time researching and reading about it, so might as well read and research and talk about it together. Well, until next time. Thanks everyone.